What's up, dudes? So one thing that I've found pretty clearly ever since I've been making these slobcore videos and just sharing more of my life on Instagram and taking pictures and doing the podcast is I think one of the main impressions that people get about me is just, whoa, Bryn's got a lot of friends. Bryn's got a lot of cool people in his life that are coming on the podcast, doing the slobcore videos. He's taking pictures. He's talking about all these friends. And yes, it is true. I am extremely blessed for all the people that I have in my life and all the relationships that I have and just all the awesome connections. And it's something that I think about a lot, especially so much there's all this talk about loneliness and male loneliness and young people loneliness and alienation and um yeah, just struggling with connection and struggling with friendship. And I say this as someone who, like, throughout my life, I've always been very well liked, whether just through random happenstance of my personality or I don't really know what. I've always been blessed and honored with it. But there's also been times where I have felt very disconnected from people and very lonely and isolated, and I felt like I've been not a good friend, or that I just don't have any energy to be a good friend to people, and I've pulled back. And so, in looking through the last like couple years, a lot of the people that like come onto Slobcore or are in my pictures or have been on the podcast are people either that are new friends or maybe old friends that I felt like I had lost touch with. And in my times of most like loneliness and feeling alienated, I had kind of felt like, well, maybe we were friends in high school, but I hadn't talked to them in a couple of years, and so they probably don't think we're friends anymore. And or just really letting my insecurity and my fear in that little bit of time, just even though those people like still thought fondly of me and I thought fondly of them, there is, I mean, everyone's experienced this, like that feeling of drifting away. And what I've kind of realized is I was at a place where I was really operating out of fear in terms of most of my interactions with people or most of my inner thoughts and feelings. And it's really interesting because even though that community was there for me, like I had disconnected. And it took me some time, even when I was in a little bit of a better place, to reconnect with people and to reach out and to not let that fear of, oh, there's this friend that I really like and I see their posts on social media all the time, but I haven't talked to them in 4 years. And so in my mind, I was stressing myself out. I felt like I had to come up with the perfect message. Like I had to apologize. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I haven't talked to you in so long. Like, I feel so bad. Here's all the reasons for my sadness and all the reasons why we lost touch. And which is silly, but that was my fear and my anxiety kind of leading. And one thing that has really helped me in kind of this recent blossoming of reconnections and making new friends and just being open and uh kind of just feeling comfortable to like share myself in the way that I do, has just been stopping letting my fear lead my life and really being intentional and leading through love and connection and good faith, and just realizing a lot of people feel the same loneliness and the same alienation. And that when I just lead through the belief that most people want to connect, and people I was friendly with before, like they're still pretty much the same people and we still have the same connections and memories. And so I was in a point where I was just feeling more able to maybe make that first message or to put myself out there and then see, oh, they liked my slobcore video. Oh, cool, this person's my friend. And so the last year especially has just been such a wild ride of reconnections and new connections and being open and vulnerable and sharing myself. And it's been wonderful. And doing it on social media in the way that I do, where I'm living kind of more out loud, like a lot of you have been able to watch that too. And so I guess this is all to say I'm massively blessed for the people that I have in my life and the support systems I have. And I've always had that have been there for me through times where I've not been in such a good place and also times where I've been thriving. But this is just to say that I think and I hope and I just want everyone to be able to let go of those fears a little bit and to um yeah, maybe just be a little more bold and maybe reconnecting with an old friend you haven't talked to in a while or making new connections or just know like we are a social communal species and as much as sometimes I want to be able to handle everything on my own, like everything in my life has been with the help of so much support and love and I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's why I'm so gung ho about community and being there for each other and just being able to be positive and direct and realistic in communications and connections. Um, and I think it's something that a lot of people worry about and struggle with. And it's a constant journey. Like, I'm not perfect about this at all. I'm not saying like I'm the best friend in the world or I know all the answers, but I've really found that so many people are just, it's kind of a stressful, hard time. And so much of us are held back by fear and just taking that first step and just not letting that fear rule yourself. I've really found that it's helped other people be able to embody that same spirit and that same energy. So maybe that made sense, maybe it didn't, but those are my overnight thoughts today. Bye.